Okay, so Piers Morgan had his show, and he had Black TV. I can't. What's the name of the lady? The attorney. He had attorney. Can't remember her name. And then he had Jaguar Wright come out first, and he was interviewing them about the whole P Diddy situation and everything that's going on. So when Jaguar Wright, I watched the whole interview. I swear, I feel bad because I didn't watch Pierce part. I watched, not Pierce. I didn't watch. I watched a part of Vlad's part. I'm not a big Vlad TV fan. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of him.
Yeah, I'm not a big Vlad TV. Yeah. And you know, because I like Joffrey and Godfrey. I like Godfrey. And you know, and when he followed my boy Godfrey, I was like, you know what I'm saying? And I just, you know, and Vlad, a lot of stuff with the with Farrakhan and a lot of stuff that he got into. I ain't got time for that. So Jaguar, it was very animated too. Like she was talking about she went from Puffy to Jay-Z and Beyonce called them a very nasty couple, talking about victims.
Now she got beef with Jay-Z, right?
Oh, she's always hated Jay-Z.
Okay.
So she was talking about Jay-Z and Jigga Man and how Jay-Z has just been like not you know, he's just been this horrible person. She said that they had hundreds of victims.
Yeah.
It was just really weird watching the interview, and it's not that because it's still YouTube, like it's still a YouTube podcast.
Yeah.
But he has a different audience. It's a mainstream audience.
Yeah.
So if the people that's watching
so you think he just jumped on this because he knew he's gonna get some reviews?
No, I really don't think so.
Why you
I think he's in England, and I think he just really didn't. I think he did horrible research. Because I don't think because if he jumped on it, he wouldn't have apologized to Beyonce and Jay-Z. Because their legal team came from. And Beyonce, Jaguar been talking about this stuff for years.
Yeah, look, I'm both of my notes.
Yeah, Jaguar been talking about this stuff for years, and her legal Jay-Z legal team, they never like try to. So people like, but why they ain't suing Jag? Why they ain't suing Jag? Well, what I feel about that is, what's the point? I mean, Jag, I know Jag probably got some money now because she's getting paid for like doing all these salacious interviews. But Jaguar seems like the type of person that if they serve her, she'll probably throw it away. Cause Jag, did you see when she got arrested? Before, did you see how she was talking to police?
Yeah.
Did you see when she threw her son ashes at that man? Did you see when she was like yelling at her mama when her mama was still alive? Did you like? I've been fucking with Jaguar. I'm ashamed. Like I don't hate Jag. I don't hate Jag. So because some people you hate watch, because I would say I hate watch Candace Owens, but Jaguar I don't hate her. I think she's very entertaining. She tells really really good stories, but I don't really think a lot of them are true. I think there's some truth to some of the stuff that she said.
So.
Go ahead.
I know we talked about the Piers Morgan situation, but let me give you a list of some of the things that Jaguar Wright has came out to say. She said that Beyonce and Jay-Z are a nasty little couple who keep people against their will. She alleges that Nicki Minaj has audio of Diddy and Meek Mill. Alleges Justin Bieber had encounters with Odell Beckham Jr. and that's why him and Kim Kardashian broke up.
Did you see that video?
No. Hold on. Claimed Mary J. Blige is a lesbian and talentless, and claimed the roots were around R. Kelly recruiting.
All right, that's like. She said a lot more stuff.
Yeah, but I'm just.
That's not the craziest stuff.
So I'm gonna say this. I mean, all this stuff is alleged. So I'm gonna say this. I am not a doctor. Okay, never claimed to be. I'm not a psychologist, psychiatrist, none of that. Okay, never claimed to be none of that. But it's like this. If I see somebody with a broken arm, or if I see somebody with a cast on their arm, I'm assuming they have a broken arm. I might not know how big the fracture or the break is, but I know they have a broken arm. With her, I may not be a psychologist, but she has some stuff going on.
Yeah.
Because you got me watching her, And I watched a clip of her and Orlando Brown together.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And Orlando Brown was calling her his mom and was going off on her, and they was about ready to argue and fight, asking why did you throw my brother's ashes in my face? And he was going on a tangent, and then she said, "Come here," and then he bent over, she whispered something in his ear, and they was like, interview over. It was the most craziest interview
Can I
I
ask you a question?
What?
Did I try to make her seem like a valid person? Or
No, but
I
there are
told
people.
you she's entertaining.
But there are people out there that just like me and you had this discussion.
Oh, they do.
And there's people out there that can't stand the success of black people.
Especially Beyonce and Jay-Z.
And they just assume that you can't get to a certain point of success without doing something egregious against somebody.
And the craziest part about the whole thing, though, too, that this is the part that I meant to say, and I wanted to say earlier. So they talk about how Diddy and Jay-Z, they hang together, they got the same type of person, right? So we watched the Diddy and the Cassie tape, right?
Yeah.
So Diddy did the Cassie. and then to watch.
I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing at what he's about to say.
But I'm just saying, like, we saw Solange and Jay-Z in the elevator, right?
Yeah.
Jay-Z did absolutely the total opposite.
Yeah.
So Jay-Z was like Diddy. He
Yeah.
would have knocked Solange out.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
Exactly.
So this guy was like, yeah, thank you.
Exactly. And so, and people still make fun of Jay-Z. They still reference that. They still crack jokes about it or whatever. But you seen when they didn't know the cameras was rolling, it was two different, you know what I'm saying? Two different personalities.
Yeah.
One was a monster, and the other one was defending himself and looking scared. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He wasn't looking scared. He was looking like, I'm not going to hit this woman. That's how
Yeah. And he didn't know the cameras was rolling
Yeah,
or
he didn't know
whatever.
the cameras rolling. He just looked like,
And I just don't.
He never looked scared.
And you know, y'all watch the show. Like, I'm not saying I hate Jay-Z, but I'm not the biggest Jay-Z fan. I'm not the biggest Beyonce fan. But I just don't buy into that just because I can't even say they was hanging around because I don't know. But I can't buy it, well, just because they were hanging around Diddy or, you know, they cool with Diddy, they were doing it too because.
Just like Chuck No Joke said. Chuck
Yeah.
No Joke said, I don't, you know, he had his own beef with Jay-Z, but he like, I'm not going to sit there and lie.
But there's people that I've hung around with in the past, or you know, even family members that do certain things that I don't agree with.
Well, I'm not trying.
And you know what I'm saying? And I mean, you just can't always use just because people are successful that they got that way from.
I'm not trying to take up for Jaguar Wright or anything like that. But one thing I will say though is because right now we're in a time period where views and money.
She's been exploited.
And money is important, right?
Yeah.
If she says everything, because when Jaguar first came out, right, she was like telling her story, right?
Yeah.
If she don't add, because after you hear her story, you're like, okay, she told her story, nothing, story's over, we already know her story.
Yeah.
She know that if she keep adding to these stories, she
Yeah.
gonna get paid. Yeah, so all of them do it.
Yeah, just like she
knew it, Chuck No Joke knew it.
But she just like she was just on the she was on the podcast and she said that she has receipts on, you know, Vlad asking her to be on the show. And we all know when somebody lying or whatever. If you got receipts, you just gonna go straight to the receipts.
Yeah, she was.
She like, I got the receipts, and then she was like, oh, I gotta resubscribe to you. And it took her 10 minutes to show a fake email.
I've seen her do stuff like that before.
So we all know when somebody's lying.
I've seen Jag say she got stuff, and then she just like, I've seen Jag say she had receipts. No, I've seen Jag on shows that said Jag said she got receipts. And the show over, and she ain't never showed us.
Yeah,
because she knew how to direct the conversation somewhere else.
Yeah.
And then people would still watch it and be like, Jag is telling the truth. Jag, that's her truth. Dude, you see what happened when I put this Jag telling the truth on my social media?
Yeah.
It was more people that say she's telling the truth than not.
Yeah. So I mean, I could make up when I was younger, I met LeBron James back in the day. So can I just start making up stories about LeBron and say that's my truth? You know, I mean. Yeah, I mean that might be a truth, but just because that's your truth don't mean it's the truth.
Yeah,
you know.
And I don't think I think that a lot of times too, like So everybody was a bad person. So everybody that you met was a bad person.
Yeah, I've
you was
never heard anything positive.
And you was a good person. No, she talked about people that's behind the little bit of people that's behind the scenes. But everybody was a bad person, and you were the only good person.
Yeah, and
a lot of times birds of a feather flocks together.
And my thing is like, you didn't do anything about it. I'm not trying to drag her, but it's just so crazy.
She said she was an ex-worker too, though.
Yeah, but it's just crazy how people can just. I mean, just because you don't like somebody, like just because you don't like somebody.
Choco Joke said that she was a part of that lifestyle too.
Yeah,
and she's probably mad
because she got kicked out.
Because she got kicked out of the lifestyle. But he said she was just as bad as the rest of them.
Yeah.
So and she was a part of the higher, the eluding, whatever.
Yeah, and I'm like I said, this is just my opinion. I'm not trying to judge nobody, but I just think a lot of times people know that something's wrong with her, and she's being exploited because they know they're gonna get views, they know people are gonna watch it because, like you say, it's salacious, it's entertaining,
and she's a great storyteller.
And people thrive on that type of
and
stuff.
She's a great storyteller. I ain't gonna lie.
And people.
You don't like the way she tells stories. Though. You said she talks.
Yeah, she talks too slow. But it's so funny that people like when you talk about the things that Diddy is being charged with, and you say something against Diddy, it's like, oh, you taking a black man down and all that stuff. But then she can come out with fake stories, and then it's like, yeah, I know Jay-Z was doing it. Isn't that the same thing?
Yeah, it is kind of like the same thing. I feel like people like they. I don't know. It's just
I
like
think people just pick and choose.
They
you know
pick and choose.
Yeah.
When she says something that is always edged in stone, and I'm like, this is just.
It is not edged in stone.
This is just entertaining to me.
Yeah, but I watched her because of the show, because of the segment or whatever, and I feel like I lost so many brain cells. And I honestly, I just feel sorry, especially when I watched that clip with her and Orlando Brown, man. And it's so crazy because like people say that, because I'm not gonna say that she's on the level of Jaguar, right? But Tokyo Tony do some wild things, and people quick to call her crazy.
Which she is.
You know, but then
both are.
You know, but then when Jaguar Wright is pretty much doing the same thing, like, oh, she's speaking her truth, she's exposing the industry. So it's like, how do we determine who's crazy?
And I think a lot of times too, people say that because Jaguar sounds very intelligent when she speaks, and she says the right words. She has a great vocabulary. So a lot of people take smart with truth, just like money. A lot of people take smart with truth. A lot of people take smart with you can't be crazy if you're smart.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But some of the smartest people are crazy.
But then she said that she would never do an interview with Vlad because she don't sit down and talk to the feds. And yet still she telling on everybody.
Yeah, that's
so if Vlad is the feds telling on somebody and you tell them, and then she was making fun, like saying that this stuff that supposedly happened to some of these celebrities like Bieber and Usher, then she's making fun of them being taken advantage of, and heard Orlando Brown cracking jokes about it. So it's just like, are you a victim advocate or
sometimes she go different.
Yeah, so it's
she like these victims, and then what's her saying? Her saying is cruelty-free artistry. Cruelty-free artistry.
Yeah, but then you make fun of it.
Yeah, then you make fun, and then she would talk bad about anybody. She probably, I swear, if she watched the segment,
she probably be talking about me.
Dude, she would make up some stuff.
I
researched them and I found out. She was like, I found out nonsense.
She probably talking about you more because you ugly.
Don't cut the camera off.